Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. Today, we are going to take a step further into AI, and I'm going to talk about AI Agentic, which is something a different concept. Maybe you would have heard about it recently, or you may not have heard, and you're hearing it for the first time today. And it is quite intriguing, quite powerful. Why? I'll tell you about it. So first of all, last time or in the last demo I talked about generative AI. We had used two models, digital GPT-2 and tiny stories. We had also seen how give a response, let's say calculate 2 by 4, and it gives a response. How two different generative AI models can give different responses. In fact, even if you click on generate response, every time it will give a different response. Today we are going to talk about what is AI agentic, what is the difference between agentic versus non-agentic, and how powerful agentic AI can be. And this is a demo purpose, study purpose video. Hence I have taken a simplistic approach to give a demo. I will tell you what, when I say simplistic, what it means. But let's go further into the difference between non-agentic versus agentic. Agentic AI, it has the power to take a decision and also can leverage external tools versus a non-agentic AI, which is it will it does not have an inherent decision making to take an action or even does not have an ability to use an external tool. It is limited to its own knowledge. So that is the main difference. Agentic AI acts as an agent, can take a decision and action, and also can leverage external tool. That's the main difference. Now let's go back to showing an example. We are using digital GPT-2 as the generative AI model, and the current prompt is tell me a short story about a brave knight. And both the models is actually giving response through LLM only, like the digital GPT-2 LLM. And you would see that there's a difference between the two model, like same model generating two generative outputs, because every time when you ask or prompt to generative AI, same LLM as well, it will give a different response. So right now it has given a response that tell me a short story about a brave knight. I want to thank you for being a part of this project. I hope you enjoy it. Advertisements. And here I know that there are people who are passionate about the game, and I would like to ask them to give me a little bit of their support and so on. However, the moment you give a prompt, something that requires not just the inherent knowledge but also requires it to access an external tool. For instance, in today's session or demo, we are going to um, talk about whether a calculator is needed as an external tool to give an answer or not, and if so, our app will take a decision to use calculator and then give you an answer. And I will show you the difference between the two AI models with the current knowledge of digital GPT-2. What it is going to give as an internal, as an answer, as an internal knowledge, is it is actually what is 15 by 3, and it is giving you the same what is 15 by 3 question mark as an output, which is a direct response from LLM. However, our agentic AI response, what it does is it understands that 15 by 3 is actually a calculation prompt. Hence it is using the calculator tool to multiply 15 by 3 and give you an output which is 45. So it is used an external tool of calculator and answered your question. Okay. And some of you might have like a question whether it is actually taking a decision within the LLM or not. So the answer currently in this demo, we know it is not taking a decision within the LLM. The decision, so ideally it should, the decision making capability should be with the LLM itself. However, for giving the demo and for simplistic view plus our offline tool, this particular app is designed in such a way that if you give a prompt of what is or calculate, it understands this semantically and understands that you need to use a calculator, and based on that it move towards the calculation part and gives you the answer. So let's see another prompt: calculate 20 plus 5 divided by 5. Our non-agentic AI will have its own answer. So it gives you something, some kind of a random prompt, like it generates text content and gives you. However, since it mentions calculate, and it takes a decision that it requires calculator, our agentic AI uses the calculator and then says the result of this is 25 by 5, uses the calculator and gives you the output of 5.0, which is very much powerful and expected. So that's how agentic AI works. It takes a decision whether or not to use an external tool, and then it gives you the output using that tool. So that's what the difference between the two is. So let me know your feedback about today's demo, and do give me your feedback. And if there are any m- further topics to be covered within the AI, do let me know. Or if you have any collaborative work to do, I'm open to that as well. Thank you so much and have a nice day.